Where are we today?
Today we are in Dansey Pass, still in South Island of New Zealand.
Kind of in the middle, right?
It's called Otago region.
Actually, we're not that far off some of the other road we've done.
Yeah, I had some issues with my bike not starting. But anyway, we went to the shop by the spark plug, and actually the guy recommended us 2 roads to ride.
Yeah, why don't we explain a bit what were those 2 roads? I think they were kind of amazing for a first start.
Yeah. The first road the guy recommended is called Thompson Gorge Road, and infamous, as we've learned a little bit later, it's 25 gates where you have to get off the bike, open and close 25 times. So that was a bit tiring.
Yes, there is a lot of gates, but you start off with a scenic view of the valley. You can see the road going up, the different hill. That was really, really nice.
It wasn't too difficult. I mean, it was after some big rain, but still, it wasn't too hard.
Yeah, no, it's quite an easy road actually.
Well, you still managed to fall once.
Yes, because I thought the road was kind of too easy, so I relaxed a bit too much, and I just slipped a bit of super glue and duct tape, and back we go. And there was one river crossing. How did that went?
It was more like you had to go along the river for a few meters. You weren't really crossing a river, you were going along it. But it was fine, it wasn't very deep.
And actually, after the river, you do have this final view of a bit like now, actually. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, all this region is similar to this, but different roads, and you go on different heights. So sometimes you go more into the mountains or right in between.
Quite nice gorge view also here in Dansey Pass. Then we went to the other road that was recommended to us. Can you remember the name of the road?
It's called East Manuherikia River Track, because actually, well, it goes along the river, of course, and there are 2 sides, east and west. And after looking at the map, we saw that the east side was easier. It was actually a bit tougher than we thought.
Maybe we shouldn't take this road with all our luggage. Difficulty-wise, there is 4 river crossing. First one is the deepest, a bit soft, and one of the parts, one of the other river, we had to walk it because it was very slippery.
Yeah, we didn't feel confident enough to ride through it with all the luggage.
That's why you always walk before crossing a river. Walk it,
But I think the rivers there, that wasn't the worst of it. The worst part was actually after. It was a very big climb.
I'm sure it doesn't show on the camera, but this is super steep.
And actually, you did pretty well on this steep climb compared to me.
There's nothing that can stop the WR, really.
You can see it even here, right, with all those corrugation. The CRF suspension are really way too soft.
Bit of trouble, right? Going up that hill.
Yeah, behind you with all the big rocks. Actually, the bike is jumping all around. While you are just flying because you don't feel anything with your awesome WR suspension, I'm just struggling behind. Especially, I think it's fine when you don't have luggage, but when you have luggage, everything is worse. First thing I need to change the suspension on this bike. Anyway, going back to the track, I think once we've done with this extreme climb, then you have actually awesome view, right?
So if you are up for a little bit of a challenge, you can go there.
Then what happened?
We did these two tracks and we wanted to go to Mount Cook, but actually our plans changed a little bit because we got invited by Kinga on her bike, whom we've met randomly twice on like 2 campsites, to stay with a Polish couple, Magda and Martin. And Martin is actually a motorbike tour guide here in South Island of New Zealand. So we stayed one night with them. After we spent the night there, Martin offered to take us to one of the most famous roads for motorcyclists in New Zealand, the Nevis Road. And Nevis Road is actually famous because it has a lot of river crossings. And actually at the end, there is a sign that it says it's the highest public road in New Zealand.
And at the start, the view, you go up the road, and the first thing you see is just the view behind you, which is quite stunning. I know this thing many times, but I mean, New Zealand is quite stunning.
Then you get a landscape a little bit like here, but with rivers.
And technically, it's not difficult. It's just that you need to watch out when there is rain, because the river can be quite high. But the river were all right. 4 river crossing, as I remember.
Yeah, there was one, I think one that was a little bit tricky, but thanks to Martin, we knew what was the best lane.
Yeah, so that's maybe also why it was so easy. And Martin was really nice also because he gave us tips how to improve our riding.
If you only have limited time, you can go rent a bike with him or go on a tour with him. It's great. Super helpful. He knows every corner of this region here and can take you to some awesome roads.
But going back to Nevis, so first part is quite nice. And then you have this gorge. Nothing difficult again, but the end of the road was the most astonishing, right? The Remarkable, right? That was the name.
I think that's how it's called, yes. So it's basically hills like this, a little bit smaller, and lots of like solitary rocks. It looks weird. It's like a little bit like on another planet.
And you're on top of the mountain, right? So that's where actually you have the sign, you're at the highest point for a public road in New Zealand. Again, really, really astonishing view. And that's it. That was the end of our 3rd week in
South Island.
Anything else to add?
Once we've started around this region, all the roads are super cool.
Next part, I think that the road were even better.
Next time we did the most dangerous road.
Also, probably one of the most stunning. Other than that, let's continue riding.
Let's go! Corrugation, no.